All right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this devil platform with another message. And I will say that this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall, and I will rest therein. I'm coming to complete Galatians 3 and 4. There is something really powerful about Galatians chapter 3 and 4. And that is things that it has spoken about has either been hidden or is a mystery. And I believe that there is also a lot of lies that are also surrounding the law and faith, and also all of the brands. These here are the brands that has been branded in the spirit of those who are the spirit seed. This is the brand that Yah has branded your spirit with: righteous, belief, faith, and fear. But when I go over into Galatians chapter 3 and verse 4, I realize that being on this devil platform for 5 years, I noticed that I never heard anyone cover the law and faith in a way that makes it more clear today of what the law is consisted of and what faith is consist of. I explained to you all over and over and over and over again that there's two laws. There's a law of the spirit and there's a law of the flesh. I want you to understand both laws was orchestrated by the Most High Yah, so that many of you all out there that have no idea that there's two laws. And the Most High Yah orchestrated both laws. Okay? He said, but it is said, that which is in the dark shall come to the light in the last day. And knowledge shall increase in the last days. Knowledge and that which is in the dark is what you call light. Light is spiritual. That which is in the dark, that hides in the dark, shall come to where? Light. And that light is spiritual. Like unto the knowledge that shall increase, it's spiritual to Yah. And that's a sad thing. So you have to be able to do what he asks, or what was said that we needed to do. And that was rightly divide. Divide means dividing. You can divide something into 4. You can divide it into 3. You can divide it into 8. But what this is saying, rightly divide the word of truth. He wants you to divide that which is spirit and truth from the words. Just as I try my best to get you all to understand, the Most High Yah is the word. And the books in which we read are words. Bit different. But because no one wants to consider that the Father he has broke down everything into twos. He didn't break it down on the earth. He broke it down in the heaven. Before heaven and earth was created, he had it already orchestrated into twos. It's just, it was listed in that day, in the end days, that which is in the dark, it shall come to the spiritual light. And then when you hear it says that in that day, knowledge shall be increased. Knowledge being increased means spiritual light is going to be brought out in the what? In days. So knowledge is also spirit. See, we got two knowledge. We got, let me see if I'm on the wrong side. We got two knowledge, as I told you over and over and over. Once we learn how to break everything down, hello in the live chat, it's good to see you. Soon as we learn how to break everything down in twos, we're going to have it made, y'all. Anybody out there that knows how to break this spiritual journey down in twos, you got it made. And once you break it down in twos, guess what? Things going to become clearer and clearer every day. And then you're going to be saying, how did I live all these years with a lie? So I want you to see this. This here is the brands of the Most High Yah. Okay. Shalom in the live chat. It's good to see you. The Father has taken a brand and he has branded the spiritual seed. The spiritual seed with what? Righteous, belief, faith, and fear. Now, do we have a righteous in the flesh? Yes. You got belief in the flesh, and you got faith in the flesh, and you got fear in the flesh. And let me correct that. You don't have so much as righteousness in the flesh, but you do right in the flesh. Okay? You don't have the full spirit and truth of righteousness in the flesh. You see? But righteousness as a brand from the Most High Yah to all the ones. And you know what else? Let me give you a little token. You know why the Lamb Book of Life was already written and you can be found in the Lamb Book of Life? Because he knew that when he sent you down, he had already branded you. You see here? So when they go around teaching to you all the heathenness, the Gentile, the European, the Russia, the China, they don't understand what Yeshua said. He said, Deborah, I'm pulling up to all nations and I'm collecting all and I'm separating the righteous from the unrighteous of all nation. Not the nation of Israel and Judah, but all nation. When we begin to understand that, that should be what you call a full awakening that the religion, Hebrew Israelite movement is fake because they got you believing and embracing that it's only them. No, baby. No, baby. And when we get into Galatians chapter 3 and and chapter 4, you're going to see here, it's either all the book is just off the chain and it's all darkness, or either you got to be able to use it as he asks you to use it, as a what? Study guide. But why? Because he knows that when his spirit pull up in you, it's going to teach you all things. But right now, I want you to tarry. He said, just wait on me. I'm coming and I'm going to teach you all things. And in the process, he said, what? Put your trust in no man. What do he mean by that? No flesh. He don't mean male. He mean no flesh. And what do you think he means when he said, put your trust in no flesh? What would one think that he mean? He's not telling Sister Deborah that don't get $1 million and you can and don't trust nobody with it. That's not what he's saying. The Father said, if you get $1 million, you can trust anybody you want. anybody you want. If you get anything in life, you can trust any flesh that you want. The Father never had a problem with you having to trust. But what he's saying is, when it comes down to spirit and truth, don't trust the flesh of man, which is humans. Don't trust them to give you spirit and truth. The Ruach, as he said, he is the Ruach, he is the creator. When he come, he's the true teacher. Sister Deborah ain't the true teacher. Sister Deborah is a seed planter. She throw them seeds out there. And wherever they spring up, that it's because Yah has increased it in you. He done stepped in on the scene to water that seed in which Sister Deborah drops. You see, too many of us is giving ourselves too much credit and too much glory and too much honor and too much praise. And we are not entitled to none of it, you guys. I'm going to be honest with you. Only one should be receiving that, all that type of glory and all that type of praise and honor is the Most High Yah and him only. Okay, so we're going to go into Galatians chapter 3, and I'm going to finish chapter 3, and I'm going to go up into chapter 4 if I have time. But I want to two situations that I'm going to let y'all know that I have experienced. In the last year, I've been noticing that in the body of Hamashiach, there's something strange, you guys. There is something strange in the body of Hamashiach. Something really strange. And as I was coming home today, the Spirit of the Most High Yah, he just put it all. It was so quick, like a flash. And I was like, but Father, I didn't know who they were, because they sound really, really good. What he has in the body of Hamashiach are many teachers. Now listen to this, y'all. He has many teachers in the body of Hamashiach. And let me tell you, y'all, their position is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. And I'm like saying, but Father, I've seen a lot of those. And I went on to saying to the Father, and a lot of them are good. Guess who they are? Y'all put them in the body of Hamashiach. He got teachers that's teaching the chosen spiritual seed, hope, the promise, and teaching you how to be aware of this darkness. And I think it's beautiful. And it's a lot of them, y'all, all nationalities. So what I also see on the same end, Satan got his, calling himself the chosen one. But let me tell y'all something. The Most High told me today that he has his chosen ones out there teaching the chosen one the hope of today and tomorrow. And I said to the Father, I said, they sure sound good. I'm serious. I follow 5 or 6 of them because the message that they giving us, it ain't coming to go to this scripture, that scripture, this precept, this line, and this line. It's all trying to keep you leveled with a level head, that the reason these things are happening to you is because Yah, this, and you are the chosen one. The reason why you're going through is because this, because you are the chosen one. Then it began to break down your pain, your suffering, your endurance. And I'm like saying, Father, I have connected to 5 of them. They are really, really good. Let me show you how good they are. They so good to where when they start talking, bam, they already up on me and I'm all in it. And they're not there to talk a long time. It's just enough. And they're not holding their Bibles and saying this scripture and this verse and this precept, this line. I just thank the Father for it. And when he told me today, I said, Father, I had no idea who they were or what they were. because they didn't fall under the administrative position. So I'm saying to you all, the Father in heaven got all kind of people all up in the body doing all kind of positions. And he had to tell me today, there are teachers, and they are considered in the bosom of the Father as teachers. And they're teaching you how to hold on. And their teaching is so anointed. It comforts you in a way where you can relate, because they're there and you're here. Just like Sister Deborah be saying to y'all, I'm not a dead prophet, I'm a living one. So I can go into the study guide and hear what the old prophet said. But it's nothing like hearing what the prophets of today that's living like I am is saying. You see, it's nothing that can override the prophets of today, because they have what it takes for you to hold on. You have what it takes for them to hold on, but they got to get in their minds that it ain't all about them. We messed up. But the Father was telling me that they are out there. And I said, Father, when I get on there, they call themselves chosen. And they always able to capture Sister Deborah. Isn't that beautiful? For them, to me, I think it is. If I can get on there and I can hear them say, because of the chosen ones, the chosen ones, the chosen one, the chosen one. I had no idea, y'all, where these people come from. And the Father just revealed it to me today that he sent them. And he told me that they fall under teachers. They fall under teachers. They don't have to answer to us and find out what we think, what we feel. They got a mission from the Most High Yah. They got a lane to run in. And then here goes Satan getting a whole bunch of them called the chosen one speaking. But you know the difference. Once you understand spirit and truth in your spirit, you know the difference. Because those that are chosen to teach this message to somebody like Sister Deborah, I can feel them. I feel them. I come right back to their page and hear what they say. And when I see them, bam, I'm on there. That's how they help me out. See, Sister Deborah has never been the type of person that thinks that she really, it might seem like it. I'm just silly. I'm just silly like that. But I ain't never thought I knew it all. I'm going to tell y'all once again, I know A to B. Don't you try to run me up on C and D, E and G, all the way down to Z. I don't know nothing about that. I'm too dumb. I'm too dumb for all that. Keep me where A and B is at. I'll be all right. If you want to run that down for as a percentage of 100, keep Sister Deborah in between, give or take 10, 20. Don't push me no 30, 40, 50. I don't know nothing. All I know is what I hear him speak to me in my spirit, I speak it. Outside of that, I'm as dumb as a doorknob. And all that I have is what he has embedded in me when he speaks to me. But he told me today that he told me the positions. He told me their position is not chosen. That's what they title themselves as. But he said they are teachers in the body of Hamashiach. And I knew they was something, because they don't even be quoting Bible scriptures. They don't even be in the Bible. They be talking to you and you be feeling like, wow, that's me all the way. Ooh, how did you know that? Ooh, that's me. Ooh, I feel that. You see what I'm saying? So I just thank the Father for allowing me to understand that those are his teachers. And I think that's beautiful. And by their fruit, their spiritual fruit is supposed to penetrate into your spirit, man. And that's what Sister Deborah eat from when they're talking about that. And then there's another topic I wanted to cover. I didn't want to cover it. I want to speak on it. We have this one man, and he has he has a church, and he's building property, and he have all these families and wives and husband, and he's so hung up on women are to be submissive to their husband, and they're not supposed to be doing anything but cooking and cleaning and having babies and on their back. He teaches it, and they practice this polygamy. This is the second time. Now listen to this, y'all. I'm going to definitely stand on the mountaintop on this one. This is the second time I'm sitting here on my way home, and all of a sudden I pulled up my phone onto YouTube, and there this individual was on here. And it says another sister's husband passed away. And I think it's like 2 and some odd minutes. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go on and listen to it. And I sit there and I said, Father, there it is. You can tell that stuff is crooked. I say, now, You saying another, he was saying that another sister in their congregation, husband has died, and she has a GoFundMe to get some assistance and some help. And he said that because the husband didn't have things in order and there was nothing to even take care of anything for his funeral or to take care of the wife and those children she had. And I sit there and I said, if these ignorant men and ignorant women is that stupid to be on that camp and not see that this man has drilled these people and have drilled these men not to take responsibility. You don't have to get a marriage license. You don't have to sign a birth certificate. We're going to have the babies. Don't sign birth certificates. You don't need birth certificates. And these men are coming up under this leader. And if anything happened to her, it leads the woman, she can't get Social Security. She can't get nothing from her husband's death. Why? Because she has no record. You see? See, the Father wants you to follow the law of the land. It's law. Listen to what I'm going to say. The Father wants us to follow the law of the land only when the law of the land follow him. And if the law of the land don't follow him, you don't follow that law. You follow his law. But you cannot think that you can get these people all on a camp and in a community, in a campground, and have thousands of women and children and husbands marrying and having practicing polygamy, leaving these women with nothing. Now she's on GoFundMe and about to go and be funded, all in the name of you teaching them men that they don't have no responsibility but to run their household, control, be king and be leader. You have them working on your camp with no backup money to take care of their children nor their wife if anything happened, because you got them bent and they so bent. These are people who are sold out to the flesh of man. Now here this woman, he wants everybody to go to her GoFundMe, and he even telling you his Facebook page, go to his GoFundMe. Wait a minute. You're the one taught these men that they didn't have to do anything. But let me tell y'all something. This is what happened to me. Let me use my own testimony. My dad bought a house. The house had 3 floors, 8 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms and a half. And he bought it because he had 7 children. How many years? About 5 years ago. My daddy died 6 years ago. But 5 years ago, my mom had filed a Chapter 7. She wanted to file a Chapter 13 because her daughters, her other daughters, who she put a lot of trust in, outside of me, I wasn't involved. Thank the Father, I wasn't even around them during that time. They ran up all of her credit cards, especially her American Express. My youngest sister spent $40,000 in 1 month. So when mom pulled up to the attorneys to try to file a Chapter 7, because now her oldest daughter and her youngest daughter and the other 2 daughters in between then ran up all her credit cards, and now she just stopped. So what did mama do? Mama had to file Chapter 7 to try to pay every month the debt that her daughters got her in. Thank you, Father, y'all. See, that my father tell me all the time, Deborah, get in your lane. And I just thank him for being such a chastiser and a discipline and teaching me, stay in your lane. So what they did is, y'all, mama been doing this Chapter 7 for quite a while, because the attorney told her, ma'am, the judge ain't gonna let you. Now they get away with it. Them heathens and Gentiles and them Europeans, they can get away with it easy. daughter told mama she couldn't file on that type of on a chapter 13, or the judge is going to question. The judge was going to question the fact that who spends that type of a good $100,000 in 1 month? Wait a minute, you want to file that? Almost 100,000. So he said, not quite 100. So he said to her, he said, okay, so we can't file what you want to file, because he gonna ask that question, who goes out and spend that type of money? See, they did it on her American Express, y'all. They ran her American Express up. But see, I was the daughter. She gave it to all the daughters except for me. I was the only daughter that had 6 kids. I was the only daughter that raised my own kids. She raised theirs. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like sitting here saying, oh, when my mother was sharing it with me, I said, oh, I hate they did that. So she filed a chapter 7, right? Now listen to this. Daddy died. Now mama in the big house by herself. It's across the street from a beautiful, gigantic park, y'all. Known history park. Do you know, I'm finna mess y'all up. My oldest sister and my youngest sister, who ran my mother's credit up, and my other sister there, but the oldest and the young one, who sticks with mama now and call themselves a ruling everything, they talked my mother in to selling her house. That wasn't my mother's house, y'all. That ain't your house. I was in Georgia. But when I pulled up, she was trying to get rid of 20-some years of everything. Daddy had invested everything that he wanted for himself, because he worked so hard. He retired. I mean, my daddy his kids were gone. Mama got rid of everything, kept a lot of daddy things that she can't do nothing with. And I told her, let me put it on, I'm talking like welding machine, commercial sewing machine for posters. I think making couches and stuff, all kind of good stuff. My daddy was all good at all of that. So no, she wants to put it in her baby daughter's garage. But listen to this. They talked her in to selling that house. Who sells a house like that for $44,000? Guess what the idea of the house being sold? To pay for that debt with the bankruptcy. Bankruptcy, when you sell something like that, the court says you got to give us some of that to close your bankruptcy. That's why it's not good to sell anything while you're in a bankruptcy, because they're going to want half. But do you think the sister and them? No. And then she had the audacity to sell that house for that little amount. I was in Georgia cutting up. I even got a couple of total strangers telling them, please buy my mama's house. I didn't have a dime. She's giving it away. I don't want it to go like that. That was our family house. Guess what? The father said to me, he said, Deborah, and this is what he told me years ago. He said, Deborah, do you know that was not your mother's house? I said, yeah, I believe that. Because Father, you say a father leaving an inheritance for who? His children. He didn't say for his wife. That was our inheritance, not my mother's. It wasn't her choice. That was the inheritance that my father had left us. When he said a father leave an inheritance for his children, you know what he's talking about? He's talking about finances or something that they could have. But guess what else he's talking about? Spiritual too. I'm telling y'all, when you learn to pull up in them tools, you'll be able to think more better, and you'll be able to have a better understanding. And you know what it will allow you to do? Be able to minister and preach anywhere you go, because you understand the truth. Somebody walk up to you and say, I am so tired. It just seemed like I don't have no strength. I don't have no strength at all. I don't even want to get up. I'm just moping and I don't want to do this. And then you can be able to tell them, but baby, it's two parts of you. You got a spirit and you got a flesh. You pulling up in them. See how I'm talking to you? You pulling up in them in twos, and you convincing them that their spirit is willing, but your flesh is weak. That's why you don't have the strength, baby. That's why you don't feel that you can go another day and you feel that you can't do it. But when you pull up in them tools, you tell them, wait a minute. Your spirit is willing, but your flesh is weak. Because now you're telling them about the tools. And then once you tell them about the tools, as far as the separating the flesh from the spirit, and tell them they got another entity that would never die, and that is their spirit. So you got something to live for, baby, because there's another side to you. You let your body rot if you want to. That spirit going to be standing up waiting for the day of the Father to say, sleep now. You ain't going to get up out of here because you tired and you weak. No. So when you dealing with people, when you use the tools, it helps minister to people. And you know what else it does? It goes straight through your gut, all the way through the flesh, go all the way to your bone marrow, where the ruach would reside in that individual, because their spirit is willing to accept the Father, but their flesh don't want nothing. But when you start speaking them words to them, letting them know it's tools caught up in all this, it'll make them stand down. Even with, I think that knowing about the tools, I think that it will set a lot of Judah men free. I kid you not. When our men understand that the way heavens had orchestrated this from the kingdom of the throne, he orchestrated in tools. When they get that, if they get that locked in, them guys will come here and they will tell y'all something totally different, things y'all ain't never heard, but they be talking truth. But see, that's a part that's too hard, because they don't hear. You know, they can't hear it. But when they learn, or if they had to learn, that it's tools. So you're going to have to stand down on one and pull up with the other one. You got to give up one to pull up with the other one. And there's no way I'm going to pull up with this flesh, because this flesh has an assignment to the ground. But the spirit is an eternal thing. It either going to the kingdom or it's going to the lake of fire. So it don't end there. So you want to go to the one that's going to live eternal. You don't want to deal with the one that's already assigned to the ground and it know it. That's why it's your worst enemy. So with this individual teaching these people, these men, I wanted to give you my father's testimony. So my mother sold the house. And guess who ended up getting some of the money? The bankruptcy, where she filed the bankruptcy, rupture, and the grandson of the baby girl, who run her credit card up sky high. You do y'all see what I'm saying? You see how messed up that is? That's why I go my way, y'all. Shalom. And I thank the Father. It wasn't my way. It was his way. He just separated me. And that's what he tell you throughout the whole New Testament. Mine is separate, y'all. Mine is over here. Where are you at? Mine's over there. He don't play. He let you know. Mine's over here. What y'all talking about? His is separate. Okay? Let me say that another example. Not an example, but so this man is teaching these men to be on his cult. He's teaching all these men. This is the second woman. The first one, I think she had 3 babies or 4. And her young husband died. Didn't have nothing. And now he wants to transfer her and her kids to another man that's practicing polygamy, so he can have her. And he'll take care of the children, but that's not the way the Most High has designed anything. That he gets the pleasure, and all she gets is him feeding and having a roof over her and her kids. But yet now she become his wife. See, that's the type of trash they doing on these little camps in these places that they're in, y'all. Now, you're teaching these men not to get life insurance. You're teaching these men not to have their children with a social security number and a birth certificate. Now, hear me. Watch where I'm going. And a birth certificate. I'm going to show you how, you know how it says, these silly women, I am so 100 on that. Because they're the one that's following all these camps and these church forms and all these churches, and they silly women. Because if you had any sense, you don't carry 9 months, bring it forth to let a man not have no liability in nothing outside but pay for you to have a roof on your head. Use a food, and use a food. Now, both ladies, husbands gone, and they don't have anything. Guess what, y'all? Let me tell you what's even worse. Husband gone, baby can't get Social Security, y'all. Kids can't get nothing. Because he didn't have no birth certificate. Because this dingbat who has a cult and got these people on here, silly women with these men, and they are not making sure that their children and their wives are taken care of. And he says a man leaving inheritance for his children. Now, both of these men passed away. What did the kids get? Nothing. You see how messed up that is? This is what you know. That's why I always call it. And it is passed around. I call it a cult. Because they got silly women there thinking they're going to get to the kingdom, being submissive under the flesh of a man, and have forsaken spirit and truth. Now, I'm going to get into what I am about to cover. Now, this thing about the law is deep. You all, I want y'all to understand one thing. This book is not talking about the law of the world, okay? This book is talking about the law of Israel and Judah. It ain't talking about the world. So we cannot bring, when I say the world, we cannot bring the law as it is today in the world and apply it as the word law in this book. Because this book is not talking about the world law, but yet it's talking about the world's law. But you got to understand where about was it talking. I mean, what it was talking about and who it was talking to regarding these laws. Many people want to say the law is speaking of the world. No. This was a people he was giving this law to in Torah. This was a people he was giving this law and instruct. The Father want me first and foremost say that man place it law and commandment. He wants us to understand it. He's simple. It's instructions and directions. The identical thing he gave Adam in the garden. One instructions and one direction. And with that, he said, he also gave him a consequence. So when they pull up in Torah, I just realized yesterday that the reason why they want you to stick with Torah, because you can't find your way to the light. If you stick with Torah, and along with all these other books, you will never find your way in the light. Because the light is spirit and truth. It's come to bring you out of darkness into the truth, into the light. That which was in the dark shall come to the light in the last days. Along with knowledge shall be increased in that day. Who is this knowledge, Deborah? You know the knowledge is spirit. Like unto the light that's coming out of darkness in the last day. So we have to understand knowledge is this knowledge. It's two knowledge. We can have the knowledge in the flesh, but the knowledge in which this book is talking about that's going to increase in that day is spiritual. And when it says that in what it say in that day, in the last days, the light, what is it? The darkness, light is going to come out of darkness. He's going to bring the light out of darkness. He has to. Because those are the righteous ones. He got to pull them up. Shake them. Make them. Y'all got to come up out of this darkness. That which was in the light is going to come. That which was in the dark is going to come to the light. Because we're in the last day. It's over. Okay? Now, what I learned in Galatians was a lot of things. And honestly, it did disturb me. It did disturb me a great deal. Because I thought about the Hebrew Israelite movement and how they hung on and they hammer everybody with this law and this commandment. And the Father said, when they go into the study under my ruach, they'll see that I'm simple. I'm not that iron claw called law and commandment. I'm instructions and directions. That's it. That's how simple it is. But because they redid it and smeared it away that it can look like something that's an iron claw that you must follow, then he left it like they changed it. But he said it's just simply instructions and directions. And what is instructions and direction up under? Anybody know in the live chat? What could it possibly be up under? Instructions and direction. Anybody know? What is instructions and direction, which the flesh of man, not male, but male and female, calls the law and the commandment? What is up under it? What is it up under? What's holding up the law and commandment like unto instructions and directions? What is holding it up? What is holding it up? One of the brands. The main brand is your righteousness. Righteousness. It's holy. It is instructions and directions in how to live righteous. How is it we, Father, we got it and we are making it an iron claw? Why are we making it so hard for people? Why is it we want people to think that it's something our flesh can uphold, Father, y'all? Why is it we want people to know it's something they can keep, they can control, they can hold on? Father, say because they have no idea. None whatsoever. It's simply instructions and directions to righteousness. You see how crazy it is? I remember 5 years ago when I first started, it bothered me the way they was using the law and commandment. And y'all taught me that 5 years ago. Deborah, calm down. I know it sounds like you say it sounds like an iron claw. But let me explain to you, all it is instructions and directions. Look them up in other language. You'll see. Law and commandments is just simply instructions and directions. He said, Deborah, when they came down, they came as instructions and directions. He said, did I not say unto Abraham, not Abraham, Adam, didn't I give him something? Did not I give him instruction? I said, yeah. Did not I give him direction, Deborah? Yeah. When that's all I have given every man, woman, boy, and girl that come into the earth is instructions and directions in how to walk righteous. They have taken commandment and law in a way they can control you to make you feel that you can't uphold all the 10 commandments, the 600 law, and all. Wait a minute. He said he wants to tell you again. All it is instructions and directions. You're overworking your spirit for no reason at all. And instructions and directions is to follow righteousness. That's it, Deborah. They bring it, and that's why they talk all the time about Torah and all these other books. And this is why I try to tell you all, if these books can't bring me into righteousness, how many times I told y'all that? If these books can't bring me into righteousness, belief, faith, I ain't say fear, but I said faith, or redeem me, save me. If these books can't direct me to the narrow gate, what's the purpose? See, this is how you have to be ahead of the serpent. You got to be wise than the serpent. And that wise than a serpent is that wise is still the wise or the wisdom in the spirit. Because the wise that the serpent is and the wisdom that the serpent has is in the flesh. That's why he said you have to be wiser than the serpent. See, we make it too hard. And y'all made it so simple. Me and my ex-husband was talking the other day, and we was talking about the ants. He said he gave us direction of how the ants live. I said the smallest creature, or the smallest insect on the earth. He told us, like the ants. We still don't get it. He's just showing you how simple. But we make it so hard so people won't be able to reach out to the Father. And I think that's wrong. Don't do that, y'all. Don't say things to people to make it hard and make them think. Now, I'm going to wrap that up on that part so I can go into Galatians. Now, when Sister Deborah tell you the law and the commandment is simply instructions, directions to lead you to how to be in right, to go into righteousness, that's all it's for. That's all law and direction is to lead you the way to righteousness. Now, let's watch this here. Here go. Let's use me. Now the Father has dwelled in me, and now he's in me. Instructions and directions is not now on the outer man of me, it's on the inner man. And guess what's now in me, y'all? The power punch. Righteous. Y'all, it's righteous. And if he's abide in you, what do you think he is? What would be the sense for him to come and live in you and abide in you, teach you, comfort you, show you all things to come, reveal things to you, but yet you got to try to keep the commandments and the law on the outside of you in order when he is greater in you? That don't make no sense, none whatsoever. So what happens? When you really know spirit and truth, you begin to know who keeps and who upholds righteous. Righteous itself, the Most High Yah. See, that's what people don't understand. They don't understand that. You think he gonna come and now he live in you and there's no righteous in you? He is righteous. From head to toe, he is righteous. So he gonna come in you, but righteous not? What would he tell us to trust him? And then we feel we got to trust ourselves and everybody on the outside of who we are, but we don't trust what's greater in us. How can you say you trust in him? What pulls up on the end when you trust in like that? Who is greater in you? Bam! That's spiritual faith. That's what faith can pull in. These are spiritual brands that the Most High Yah has placed within us. And not a man nor a woman on this earth can take it from us. And I love it in Galatians chapter 3 because he broke that thing down with the heathens and the Gentiles, letting you know they pulling on up through faith. Hallelujah. They pulling on up through belief. How you like him now? Well, y'all sit y'all tails down here and listen to this trash on all these devil platforms and not understand your own nation is not even trying to come together, not even trying to unite, not even trying to bring peace. These men should be out here telling they nations, stop it, y'all ruining our whole nation, y'all killing each other, y'all destroying our communities, y'all destroying family. No, they ain't out there telling you that. They out there telling you practice polygamy, having many wives, get them submissive. They bothering us. They doing this. They doing this. But wait, hold up, bro. What have you done for your nation lately? Nothing. But you're expecting the kingdom to come down to pull you up out of here, and you ain't even in it. You ain't even looked like you ain't nowhere in oneness. What kind of stuff is that? You got 10% of Judah understanding that they are Hebrew. 10%. Where's the other 90%? In the Christians, the Catholic, and in no church. They don't even know who a Yah is. They don't even know there is a heaven. But yet, y'all gonna send to come get Judah. No, baby, y'all bent up and down. And y'all acting a clown down here. But this too, the Father says, need be. Father is righteous. This is what Abraham fell under. Even though he believed because of what he was in the spirit. And the father told him, hold up, bro. We ain't going to take belief. I'm going to take you and count you as righteous. You up under the list called righteous. You up under the works called righteous. That's what we are wanting to get to, y'all. That's what we want to be able to rest in. That's what we need to be praising and honoring and glorifying. The Most High, y'all, in his righteousness. And that only. Now, when I get to Galatians, I try to understand, and I was getting kind of dizzy here because I was like, Father, wait a minute, you got a lot of stars sitting here. He said, it's because it's so much, Deborah, you need to conquer. You need to understand this. And I was like, but Father, I've been in Galatians, but I didn't know this. I thank the Father for allowing me to know just A and B. Just let me know you always going to have room to learn, Deborah. You're never going to know it all. And it's okay to learn. It's a blessing to have room to learn. Because when you stop learning, then you ain't of me. You see? So I thank him for that. And I'm going to continue in what, and I think I can't go back, but I want to go back so bad. Ooh-wee. You know what? Let's go on and go forward. Galatians chapter 3. In Galatians chapter 3 and verse 22. In Galatians chapter 3 and verse 22. But the scriptures have concluded all understand. Concluded mean has been brought to an end. The scriptures has been brought to an end. And all are under sin. See, we all, Sister Deborah too. We all are under that. Okay? Watch this here. That the promise by faith. Now who's pulling up? Who's pulling up? There go to faith. Faith. Faith is about to pull up. Now watch this here. By the promise by faith of Yeshua HaMashiach might be given. There go that giving. See, let me explain something to y'all. The word love, we can use. You and I, we can use love. But I don't suggest we use that word on or when it's has something to do with the Most High Yah. Because we ourselves have not understood what this word that says love. Because even when you turn it backwards, it's Ebo. So I'm like saying, but Father, you said that that's not your word. So what it leads me to be, to understand is what he told me. He said, no, Deborah, I'm giving gave. I come to give and gave. If they focus on everything I've done, when I poured up, after everything was created, even in these days, I said I will pour out grace and mercy. Did I do that out of love? Or did I do it out give and gave? He did it out of give and gave. Love didn't have nothing to do with it. You see? Here it says in verse 22 of Galatians chapter 3, that the promise by faith of Yeshua HaMashiach, which is the blood sacrifice and the power, might be given to them that believe. If you think for 1 minute you're going to pull up in the kingdom to the eternal heaven without these, you're lost with the cause and without one, and that's your destiny. Okay? To be without any understanding. These are his brands. Now, right here, he poured up with faith, giving to them. So wait a minute, hold up, Father, y'all. Who is them? Deborah, you know who them. All nations. How about that? See, y'all thought it was just the Hebrew Israelite and the tribe of Judah. No. When Yeshua showed up in Matthew 24:5, and he was sitting here talking about he collected all nations and he sat by his glory, separating the goats from the sheep. I was like, hold up now. All nation, what do you mean? Is that just the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah? He said, no, Deborah, this is all nations around the world. Where are we as a people have totally 100 disrespect him all the way up until the year 2024, running our tails around here, making it about us. And we ain't never been about him. Because if you're about him, you'll be talking like Sister Deborah's talking. How about that? Now watch this here. And here in verse 22, he says, the scriptures have concluded, which has been brought to an end. That's what it means. All under sin. That the promise by faith of Yeshua HaMashiach, which is the blood and the power, might be given to who? To them that what? Believe. Where does it say to the house of Israel and tribe of Judah? It ain't gonna ever say that. But you can find scriptures to try to make it say that. Because what I learned, you can make it make sense, even when it don't. Look what the Roman Catholic did. Has screwed the whole book up and got everybody thinking. Now listen to what it says. Given to them that believe. So you're telling me, Father Yah, that the promise by faith of Yeshua HaMashiach might be given only to them that believe? Yes, Deborah. You know you got the paper right there. Don't you see my brand? I branded them before the foundation of the world. That's how they got written in to the Lamb Book of Life with their works. Their works is righteous, belief, faith, and fear. That's the brand I set them down with. You see what I'm saying? Go back to verse 22. Might be given to them that believe. I keep telling y'all, if you don't have these brands, you're not going to reign eternal in no kingdom. You're not going to get it. Now, all of these brands outside of righteous, you can get in the flesh. And this is what make people messed up from the floor up, because they're using these brands to say that they're in there in the flesh, because the flesh got them thinking the brand of believing in the flesh, the brand of believing in the having faith in the flesh, and the brand of fear in the flesh is legit. And I'm claiming right. And they are content with that. They are sat within themselves that that's it. Now listen to this. When you see belief and faith, there it is. That's the brand. Why is faith in here? Why is belief in here? Now watch this, y'all. This is where you know everybody don't know what they think they know. Notice the word promise. Which promise? Anybody in the live chat, do you know which promise is this? That the promise. What promise is that? What promise is being spoken in Galatians chapter 3 and verse 22? Which promise is that? It's only one. You notice it ain't got an S by it saying promise with S. When it's promise, that means the both promise. He promised Abraham in Genesis chapter 15. One promise was in the vision and the other promise was in the dream. Now, what promise is this one? In verse 22. I'm going to pull up with it. It's the promise that he promised Abraham of the seeds of eternal life. They are the one with the brand of faith and belief. This is why we cannot mimic Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. We can mimic the Messiah. You see? You can't mimic and not be of it, because they were of the seed of the Spirit, and they were also flesh. That's who Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was. And we thought we was going to pull up in the kingdom with just being Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The Father want me to let you know this day, the year of 2024. That's a lie from some sort of darkness in its deepest woods. There's no such thing. You're not going to pull up with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the spiritual realm, because there's another promise for you. And that's the promise to give you the land. But the promise for eternal, that's a different seed. So when he come to take those over to the promised land, those are the spiritual promised ones of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the spirit, not in the flesh. That's why you got 90% of Judah out here not taking each other life, but out here not following no protocol of nothing that has to do with the Creator. But yet y'all want to make them holy than thou. Okay, now let's go to verse 23. Galatians chapter 23, and it reads, but before faith, now listen to this. Now this is the part that I think that many are really lost their way. They have truly lost their way. And this one here is going to kind of reveal it to you, right? Watch this here. Galatians chapter 3 and verse 23. But before faith came. Now you see how that says that? Before faith came, we were kept under the law. Before faith came, we were kept under the law. Now it's about to tell you that faith always exists. Watch this. Shut up until faith, which should afterwards be revealed. See, faith always was there, y'all. It was not revealed. Go back to 23. But before faith came, we were kept under the law. And what he's saying, under some sort of instructions by Yah. We were kept under the law. Some sort of instruction by Yah. Now watch this here. Shut up into faith, which shall afterwards be revealed. What is afterward? And why is it now being revealed? Because your faith that you came down here branded in is after Yeshua HaMashiach come to the scene. And his mission itself is going to activate what was already in you. That's why it says, afterwards be revealed. It's going to afterwards be revealed as if it was there, but it wasn't revealed because it had you under the law and set under the law. Shut up unto faith. See, you was shut up. You was shut up. Faith was in you. Shut up in you, which shall afterwards be revealed. Why is it being revealed? Because Yeshua HaMashiach, don't forget that HaMashiach is the power, had to activate that stage of faith that rests within you. But it was given to you before the foundation of the world. And this here in verse 23 says, but before faith came, we were kept under the law. Who kept us under that law, Father, y'all? Who kept us under that law? And that was the law that he kept you under. But there's a greater law that we fall under now. And because we don't have no spirit and truth to understand that the law that we're under now is greater than the law that you was kept under, you just out there trying to play that game to satisfy everybody's lost mentality of truth. And if people would agree with people and go on that side because they think in numbers is greater than spirit and truth. And that's why the gate is so narrow, because they're going through the broad gate in numbers. See, the broad is the way, and many showing you they only follow the one in many, because they really think when they see many, oh, that's the way. So what did it say? And it says about faith, we were kept under the law, shut up until we will shut up unto faith, which shall afterwards be revealed. So we were shut up unto the law, under the law, until faith came on the scene, which should afterwards be revealed. You see? See, faith was always there, y'all. But the power, which is Christ, which is the right hand of the Father, had to come to activate so that our faith can be activated. That was already in us. Okay, let's take if this phone needed a battery, it doesn't, but I'm just saying. This phone is just a phone until the battery is in it. Some people have to program it and get it activated, okay? What he's saying here, this phone works, but it just needs a battery. Well, that's what it's saying here. Everything is in this phone, but once you put the battery, bam, it's on. Well, that's how faith is. It's already in you. And once Yeshua HaMashiach came on the scene, bam, you are activated now with the faith that you came down here with. Praise the mighty Yah. Praise the mighty Yah. Now let's go to 24. Wherefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto the power. To bring us unto the power. Once the schoolmaster bring us unto, I don't know if your us slant. In my book here, it's not a us that's sitting up, but it's sitting sideways. Unto the power. Christ is the power. Listen to what it says. The school, verse 24, wherefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto the power. So you're going to tell me the law was the schoolmaster. When that law pull up and see the power, it has to bow down, y'all. See, that's the problem he says that he has with many. 99.9. They deny the power. And 99.9 deny because they never understood Genesis chapter 1. They didn't know nothing about the power. But nothing is done without the power. The word ain't going to speak to you, and the word ain't going to speak to me unless the power back it up and bring it down. Y'all ain't going to come and abide in you with his word and his power ain't present. Come on now. What did he say? After you receive me, you're going to pull up with what? Power. He didn't say you're going to pull up with word. He said you're going to pull up with what? Power. Y'all forsake the power since you was born. And still today, 2023, don't know nothing about the power. Because you want to run behind the power of the flesh of people. And not the power of the who created power. And created all things. So here go the schoolmaster law. Now listen to this. Verse 24. Wherefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us to, bam, the power. So how is the law, our schoolmaster, going to override? Ooh, we in trouble. Father, y'all, we in trouble. How is it that the law, which was our schoolmaster, is going to bring us to Christ, which is the right-hand power of the Most High Yah, and it's not going to bow down? You're a fool if you think the law of yesterday overrides the power of my Father. You can't do it, y'all. It can't be done. I know they done been taught y'all, and y'all believed it, and y'all still believe it. You're going to live and die, and you're going to run and hide. You're going to make it make sense because you've been lied to, and you can't see nothing else but the lie. But you need to see the lie because the broad gate is for you. It's there for you to walk. It's plenty of room. Matter of fact, you got somebody with you, take them with you. There's a lot of room. The broad gate gonna always be broad. So listen to this. When you go into Galatians chapter 3 and you see 24, wherefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto the power. How dare you tell me that the schoolmaster, which was the law, after it brings you to the power, it's not supposed to bow down? What will be the purpose for the law to be a schoolmaster to bring us to the power and not bow down to the power? Y'all see it. Y'all see it. I can see why the Father said he built that broad gate. I understand it 100%. Now it says that we might be justified. What do justify mean, y'all? What do justify mean? What do justify mean? Justify means righteous. Justified is righteous. Now watch what it says. Once the law bring you unto, it was just there to hold you up until the power come. When the power come, the law must bow down. Torah must bow down to the Most High Yah. I don't know where y'all getting that mess from. And once Yeshua HaMashiach, Christ, the power came, what happened? That we might be righteousness by faith through Yeshua HaMashiach. So who says that he ain't come to make a difference? No. He's telling you, I ain't come to mess with your law as you know it. I ain't coming to mess with the prophets as you know it. When I come on the scene, everything that you worship, everything that you believe got to bow down. That's what y'all didn't understand when Yeshua said he's pulling up. I ain't come here to change the law or the prophets. He letting you know, y'all, that's for those, because that gonna remain. That's for those who can't get past the law and the schoolmaster. They can't reach Christ. They can't now be justified through faith. They can't. So that's why the law and the prophets, as they knew it, them, has to remain. He come a new sheriff in town when he pulled up. He just letting you know that. And in the process of when Yeshua HaMashiach pulled up, you know what he say? The kingdom of heaven is at hand. That means stand down everything. Nobody never really thought of it. He was telling you he was bringing the whole kingdom down to the earth. And we sitting here with our ugly selves on this earth thinking we all that and something. And ain't got a lick of power. Ain't got a lick of sense. To know that no law can override Christ. All power of the Most High Yah. And because you never knew who the power was in Genesis 1, You didn't know who the power was in Genesis 2. You stuck where you at in the year of 2024. Now, I like what is going on here because it's letting you know through the power that we might be justified. Just mean righteous. Justified by faith. You can't come through the Father without coming in through the door of his brains. As it talked about in Galatians chapter 3, it tells you the heathens came in. How did the heathens pull up? I know the Gentiles pulled up. They pulled up through faith and belief. Here it is, belief and faith. They didn't pull up through righteous. They didn't pull up through fear. They pulled up through belief and faith. Where was they? How did they get it? How did the Gentiles and the heathens get it, Deborah? Y'all gave it to them before the foundation of the world. How about that? How about that? Y'all branded them before they got down here. See, one thing y'all didn't understand, y'all forsaking the power. Once you understand the power ruled before the heaven and earth was created. And see, that's what we won't give him glory for. That's why we can't give him praise. That's why we can't give him honor. That's why we can't worship him in this nasty flesh. Because we think we got the power. We think we should be the honor. We think we should be praised. We think we should be uplifted. You got to bend. Not only up, but you got to bend down too. Okay? So here in Galatians chapter 25, it reads, but after that faith, when that faith pull on in, let's go. Galatians chapter 3, verse 25. After that faith is come. Woo, Father, y'all. It got poured in through the power of the Most High, y'all. And you're going to tell me the law ain't going to have to bow down. You lost with a cause and without one. The law was just trying to give you something because you didn't have sense to have nothing. And you was content with nothing. He gave something that you can make some sense with it. With the flesh. That's what that law was there for. Galatians chapter 3 and verse 25. But after that, faith is come. We are no longer under the schoolmaster. What is it that the Hebrews don't understand about that? What is it that the Hebrews don't understand that? They ain't going to. Because they have taught you for so long, y'all, on these platforms. They are not going to turn around. They are not going to change their way of understanding, thinking, and functioning at all. They're not going to change, y'all. For you nor for me. It's nothing Deborah can. Let's say, for instance, the biggest mountain in the world. And if y'all gave me the voice to speak to the whole world, not one person would change. That's how the whole world ended in the flood. Not one was worthy to come into the ark. So y'all think this thing is playtime. The scary thing about it is, no, it ain't scary. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Let me show you the good thing about it. Nobody is going to get ready like they need to. I'm going to be honest with you. Nobody is going to really go in the direction to the narrow gate to find the light. Nobody is going to really take on spirit and truth. But guess what? Y'all got somebody who still give him praise, give him honor, give him glory, and believe that he all that and something, because I'm one. But guess what? He don't care. I'm going to pull him in because I put him out. I brand him out. I'm going to pull him in. That's the beauty of it all. Because it's something in you already invested by the Most High Yah. Okay, let me tell you a thing. Y'all heard when it says that you bought with a price? You were bought with a price? 99 trillion men and women want to teach and preach that thing with no wisdom of the Spirit, no knowledge of the Spirit, and no understanding of the Spirit. You're bought with the price. The price is the brand that has been branded in you. That's the price. That's the spiritual price. That's why when he talks about spiritual food and and fruits of the spirit. You better get that thing right and get it out of the flesh. You got to bring that thing over in the spirit realm and stop putting all the fruits of the spirit over in y'all flesh. Because we got a church, that's the fruit of the spirit. Because we got a congregation, and we got many followers, that's the fruit of the spirit. That's the fruit of foods. They have been bought with a price. Why? Because heaven had already bought you through righteousness. What are y'all talking about? Wake up, people. I know you're not going to, but I can't stop preaching and teaching because y'all said, get in your lane, Deborah. You know that. Okay. Verse 20. Now, look what 25 said. But after the faith is come. Now, faith then pulled up. What happened now? We are no longer under the schoolmaster. Who's the one that was under the schoolmaster? The law. And he's now telling you, you are no longer under the schoolmaster. What is it that they don't get? Spirit and truth. The truth of the whole matter. That this law, it must stand down. It must stand down. And you are cursed. Not just in this land, but you curse outside of this land. If you continue to believe that the law, it overrides the spirit of Christ. Faith, belief, righteous. Can't do it. Can't be done. Can't be done. The law can't override that. The law had its time. Now the power of who my Father is, which is Christ, we on his time. We on Christ's time. And it tells you right in 55 and 25, Galatians chapter 3 and 25, but after the faith is come, now the faith is in. The power brought it in. Christ brought it in. We are no longer under the schoolmaster. Now we are activated. Why? Because the faith was in us before the foundation of the world. It was one of the Father's brands to our spirit. Okay. Now you go in verse 26. For ye are all the children of Yah by faith in Yeshua. Now, power. He's letting you know the power going to have to come first before Yeshua. It's letting you know that. Why? Let me tell you why. Watch this here. Verse 26. For ye are all the children of Yah by faith in the power, Yeshua. Because the faith ushered in, the power ushered in faith. And then the blood. He's letting you know. Children. See, you all are messed up. Because there are children, and then there are children. There are children of Yah, and there are children of the children of Israel and Judah. You have to know the difference. This one here is the children of the Spirit. They rumble by faith. They rumble by power of the Most High Yah. These are the children of the Spirit. Suffer my little children to come unto me. A lot of people look at the little children. They look at it and they think he's talking about little bitty babies and little kids. No. He's telling you, get out the way. Don't mess with mine. So don't get in their way. Suffer them to come unto me. Don't get in their way. Because whether they are 3 years old or 120 years old, in Yah, they are children. Don't let them pull up with faith and the power. They are his children. Don't hinder them from coming. Because they already marked with the brand, is what he's saying. Don't suffer them not to come. Because they already branded. Get out the way. These are my children. And in Yah, children is not something in the flesh, y'all. Yah talking about children in the spirit. So there's no age. You can be 190 million old, but you can be a child of the Most High Yah. Or children of the Most High Yah. Okay, verse 27. For as many as you as have been baptized in Christ have put on Christ. Now, see, this is where the problem come in. Geno Jennings, he is so, you know what, y'all? I'm sitting right here on this laptop, and it just keep bothering me because I'm sitting here with the plant, and next to the plant is a gun, and that gun, hole, you know, the nose is pointed straight at me, and I'm sitting here saying that don't look right, that don't feel right. I know I'm gonna be all right, but why is it I keep looking over there? That's why I keep looking that way, and I'm like saying that just don't feel right. Hold on. That's some crazy stuff. Since I got on here, I waited till like I was in the middle, and then I started seeing it and paying attention to it. So why is that gun nose looking straight at me, pointed straight at me? But here in Galatians chapter 27, here we go, y'all. Now y'all about to get in some trouble. You finna be in some trouble right here. Okay, Galatians chapter 3 and verse 27. For as many of you as have been baptized into Christ have put on Christ. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something. Because the biblical instructions and direction book has been smeared along with all the other books, don't think that they ain't smeared them too, y'all. And y'all run around here chasing all these lost books and found books, and I don't know what y'all can do with them. And the Holy Spirit be teaching you. How can you think that he's going to teach you out of all these books that you keep, that they didn't lost and found, that they didn't took out and add in, and you think he going to waste his time down here teaching you from all these books and teaching you from the King James Version? No, he's going to come and teach you from the spiritual realm, in spirit and in truth, while you still chasing these books. Now, in Galatians chapter 3 and verse 27, for as many of you as have been baptized into Christ, put on Christ, have put on Christ. Now, what y'all didn't understand is the baptism. Geno Jennings, he has this big, heavy pride in regard to himself. He think he done something because he take you and put you down in water. But what the man didn't understand, baby, you can go down a dry devil and come up a wet one. That baptism is not going to override the baptism of the power. And that's why I cannot explain why people mind is just, I say I cannot explain it, but I have all full understanding of exactly what's going on. Because when he parked me in Genesis 3 and 15, it told me, Deborah, my seed and the serpent seed, the whole thing been created by the twos. That means that when you see something go down and you wants to talk to these people about baptism, you got to understand, Deborah, you got to pull it up in twos. There's twos, Deborah. You can be baptized by some water on the outer man, or you can be baptized by the Holy Spirit, which is the power. That's the difference, y'all. Who gonna want to have be baptized in water to override being baptized by Christ, the power? This is why he wants us to understand. We run to places to get it the way man said it is. And sure, we get it from the outside. But know that not 1 inch of that water baptism you go down in and you come up, going to change you, going to deliver you, going to save you, going to lead you, going to guide you. Go get baptized and see if that baptism going to get you to where you need to be in life. It can't, y'all. That's just an order. That's just a man-made order. That's why they go down a dry devil and come up a wet one. And they have not changed. Only way the change comes, bam, is when that power pull up with that baptism. Galatians chapter 3, verse 27, it letting you know. Verse 27, for as many of you as have been baptized into the power, all right, have put on the power. See, there's a lot of things smeared, but if you just think with spirit and truth, it's going to break that thing down to you where nobody can run up on you and start talking to you a bunch of trash. You'll first say, well, wait a minute. Now tell me, does this make sense? Don't you think it's better for us to seek ye the kingdom first and accept the baptism of the power, which is Christ, first and foremost? And if we want to follow the tradition of the man for the outer man, then get baptized in that way. But what the people are thinking is the power comes in once they take them in the river and take them in water. Gone. They cannot follow spirit and truth. The strong delusion is just that strong. You're wanting to take the people in the water, in the river, and in some water, and you want to baptize them. That baptism is not going to do anything for you. But when the power, which is Christ, baptize you, power gonna enter in. Go back, 27. For as many of you as have been baptized into Christ, have put on Christ. You're gonna be baptized by the power, and then the power gonna be in you. See? It's going to be on you. It's going to be in you, on you. You're going to have it. This is why a lot of people are not who they think they are. They're missing so many things, but all the things that they're missing is simple. And all the things that they're lacking, the Father said they're lacking because I haven't given them anything. And many of them are lacking because they decide to just go outside the body of Hamashiach and get what they need. But yet I'm going to hang out at the door of the body of Hamashiach, so I won't get left out. It's time to come in, y'all. Leave those people that's outside the body of Hamashiach out there. I know friends, neighbors, co-workers, a husband, wife, children, family. Leave them out. Come in and deal with them from the inside of where the Most High Yah reside. Come in. And if Yah chose to have the door open for them to come in, they shall come in. They shall enter. But don't you stand your tail on the outside of the body of Hamashiach on these door and devil platforms thinking that you're going to be able to slide on in before the door closed. It's time to come in into the body. Okay? So in verse 28, it says, there is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female. There is neither male nor female. There is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in the power of the blood. Yes, yes, yes. We are all, and I like that, because we are so blind, and we're going to remain that way. And I got to keep saying that, because the mass is going to remain, no matter how they hear me, no matter how they might come to this page, it's going to go leave this page with the same mentality they came in here on. They came here with. When this here is telling you, right here, don't pull that mess up to my Father. Don't pull, he ain't about all that chaos and that mess. That's why I tell you all, it's not important to be running around here talking about different races and talking about different nations and talking about different denominations and leave these people alone. Find what he called you to do in the body of Hamashiach. And if you find your calling, you'll find out. If you are in the body of Hamashiach, most likely the Father has called you amongst the tribe of Judah or the house of Israel. Find what you need to be so you can teach spirit and truth and have the light in your right hand. Because if you're waiting for the Hebrews, the true Jews, these kings, leaders, and rulers, you lost with the cause and without if you're thinking they're going to pull up and tell spirit and truth and give spirit and truth of the whole matter. They're not. So why not build up treasures for yourself in the heavens? Be about the Father's business, not about this world and the things in the world and the cares of the world. Be about your Father's business. And this is what his business is about. Now, in Galatians chapter 3 and verse 28, it says, there is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female. There is neither male nor female. There is neither male or female, for ye are all one in the power and the blood. So if we're all one in the power of the blood, what makes us think? It's telling you, I don't care about Deborah. I don't care about what nationality you are. I don't care if you're female or male, or if you're a slave or if you're free. All that stuff is for the earth. That's for the flesh. Up here, those that are founded in me through Christ, through my power, that's it. We are all one. That's why Yeshua in Matthew 21 said he separate the sheep, singular, one, from the goats, many. See, because he wants you to know we fall under one in Yah. Why? It's only one Lamb Book of Life. And we're in that book, but it's only one. We're in that big book. Many of us are in that book, but it's only one book. We're in that book, but it's only one book. There's only one lamb. There's two lambs. The Son of Man and the Son of Yah. The first lamb come to die and shed his blood. And the second lamb can't come to go to the grave and bring the first lamb up into a oneness in Yah. That's why there's a lowercase lamb and there's a capital lamb. Everything is done in twos. Once you seek that, then you'll find your way all the way home. Say, for instance, you knew how Sister Deborah said you way out in the deep. You go all the way out in the deep, but when you start understanding the twos, you'll find your way back to dry land. That's for sure. Okay? And the last verse is, and after this last verse, I'm going to allow anybody to ask any questions or they might feel they have the answers, but we're going to open up for a few minutes for any questions or answers. In Galatians chapter 3 and verse 29, and if ye be Christ's, you see that? What you mean, Deborah? Why is it saying this? And if ye be Christ's, meaning you own to the power. That's who Christ is. That's the power. That's the one that's our head. Now, if he is the head of the body, then tell me what is flat, what is men? Who wants to be the head to the point of controlling you in the spirit and in the flesh? They can't do that. They too must come under the head. And that's what he was explaining to them. And until you fall under the head as Christ fall under the head, under the when Christ fall under Yah, then which is Yah himself, but you got to fall under that order. You can't just pull up want women to submit to you and you be ruler and leader and king and ruler and all that. That's crazy because you're dealing with flesh. You want her to submit to you when you have submitted to Christ, the power. So here in 29, it says, if you be in the power, if you be in the power, if you be in the power, then are ye Abraham's seed. See there, y'all messed up from the floor, man. See, that's Abraham's seed. The power, y'all. That's the seed for eternal. That's the seed that represents the Most High Yah. The seed of the promise of eternal. Then there is a seed of the promise of the flesh of Abraham's seed, Isaac and Jacob's seed. So there's two promise and there's two seeds. But listen to verse 29. If ye be Christ's, then are ye Abraham's seed, the inheritance according to the promise. In Galatians chapter 3, go over it, you all, and break that thing down in your spirit. It'll blow your mind. It'll make you realize these Hebrew Israelite men and women been lying to y'all since the beginning of time. Since YouTube probably started, they've been lying to y'all just to form a religion and a cult. They didn't do an excellent job, because when Sister Deborah pulled up 5 years ago, I was hooping and hollering, trying to figure out what are they doing. So it wasn't that they did an excellent job. It's just that Judith was so weak. Judith was so blind. Judith wanted to belong. Judith wanted to be accepted. Judith wanted its identity. Judith wanted to be connected. Judith wants something, but Judith didn't want spirit and truth. They didn't want the Father and his power. They wanted what they could see and believe. They wanted what they could hear on these devil platform and accept and believe. They did not want the unseen and believe. They wanted the seen, and they got what they bargained for. And right now, if you all would really be honest, when you go back and you start searching for a lot of those guys, they gone. They gone. They're all gone. And when I say gone, they're either off the page or they're gone here mentally. They're over in science and all the books of the white man. They teaching you all the books of the white man. Every kind of book. Not the lost books from out of what they say, King James or King James 16. I mean, every book that the white man has created, they in it, just finding all kind of stuff. And when you find all these books, how will these books redeem you? How will these books save you? How will these books lead you? How will these books guide you? They can't. They can't do nothing for you. So why not have the good book? The Ruach HaKodesh. So anybody in the live chat, if you have any question, you can bring them out, and I, Sister Deborah, shall answer. I'm going to give myself 3 minutes. And if no one has anything, I appreciate everybody in the live chat, and I will be back. But if you have a question, I'm going to wait 3 minutes, and in case anyone has a question or even have an answer. And that's the same way with Galatians chapter 4. It's hard to get away from it, because I'm like saying that, Father, you done gave me Galatians 3 and I haven't gotten out of it. And it's so much in here. And it is so much. Y'all, go back to Galatians chapter 3. It is so much in there. Look what it says about the heathens. How the heathens going to get grafted into the kingdom. Look what it says about the Gentiles. How they going to get grafted in. It's going to come through those same brands, which was faith and belief. They coming in too. So should we be down here focusing on them, being negative toward them? Let them be negative toward us. We have the right heart and do what's right. We cannot play hate in the level of hate that they play. Now, this is where we can do. I'm going to show you something that's different. In the book of Genesis, chapter 3, I'm going to show you an example of what I mean when I say pull up twos. In the book of Genesis, chapter 3, and verse 15, it reads, and I will put intimacy between thee and the woman. Intimacy means hate. It means hate. Why are you, Father Yah, putting hate between the woman and the serpent? Did you all know what I thought? Let me tell you what I thought. When I saw that, I just assumed that the Satan is going to hate the woman's seed, which is the spiritual seed. And to the Father say, Deborah, you need to go back and read what it says, and then I will teach you and break it down to you. So when he's saying in verse 15, Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15, and I would put intimacy between thee and the woman. We first and foremost have to understand Yah put hate there. Yah put hate there. Yah put hate there between the spiritual seed and the serpent seed, Satan's seed. Why is hate in the middle? Anybody in the live chat? What do that hate represent? Anybody? Anybody? Let me just go on and press on. Intimacy, I thought when he said he's going to put that between a woman, the woman seed, which is the spiritual seed, and the serpent seed. Do you all know? I thought that he was, because the serpent is hate. I thought it was the hate. Let's see. Separation, right. It's meaning separation, but what intimacy between, the word between means separation. But intimacy in Hebrew means hate. So it's like hatred or hate. That's what it means. That's what intimacy means. So you wonder, well, Father, why would you put that in there? That sounds like a harsh word. What did Sister Deborah tell you all? When you are up under the Ruach, he will teach you all things. The hate, the intimacy that he's placed there between Satan's seed and the spiritual seed, Yah put it there. How does it measure, Deborah? Yah is saying the Satan seed is going to hate the spiritual seed because the spiritual seed is the righteous seed. Okay? But I thought, okay, well, that's what the hate is for. But the Father said, no, Deborah, that's not true. He said, I put it between them. So you got to pick out what is her hate. I was like, oh, she got a hate too? But how can she have a hate? She has a hate, Deborah, for evil. Her seed is the spiritual seed. The hate that the Father put, the intimacy between the two, is that the Satan seed is going to hate the spiritual seed because it's righteous. And the spiritual seed is going to hate Satan's seed because they are evil. That's why intimacy was meant for the both. Because I thought it was just for Satan. I thought it was just for Satan. The Father told me, no, you got to back that back up. Go back. Go in it. I didn't put it for just Satan to have hate toward the righteous. But I also had the woman seed, which is the spiritual seed, hating evil. You see? So that's why it's put there. And that's to say that when you're reading this, y'all, we have to go into twos. So since he said he put it between them, between mean he separated them, but in the midst of separating, he put something in them to keep them not liking each other. And what was that? One hate righteous and the other one hate evil. You get it? So that's a part of what I tell y'all when you're reading under the Ruach will teach you the twos. He will teach you how to break it down in the twos, because the twos is based on how the kingdom created it. You see what I'm saying? The kingdom created all things and created the beginning to what? The end. So if you cannot understand that all understanding, not the understanding of the flesh. That's what men and women are teaching on all these devil platforms, is the understanding of the flesh. They really loves it. They enjoy it. It's nothing on this earth that's going to cause them to turn away from the teaching of the flesh, because it caused them to gain, y'all, on the earth, and to gain for their flesh. That's why they won't teach spirit and truth. Spirit and truth is when the Ruach of the Creator come in you. And he said, now I'm going to show you what's what. I'm going to teach you the whole matter. And I think that's beautiful. I really think that is beautiful for him to take out that time and teach us from the inside the whole matter of it all. So I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And guess what? I'm going to be back tomorrow. I might be back tomorrow afternoon to go over Galatians chapter 4. Maybe you need to go into Galatians chapter 4, because I feel that Galatians chapter 4 is just as powerful as Galatians chapter 3. But I will say this here, you guys. I believe that these are the time is where he said knowledge shall increase. The knowledge in which he said is increasing is spiritual. Now, what I mean by that is, you can go up and in any book. You can go to the library and get you a really good book, and you can make it make sense. You can actually say that, well, this is a part of the lost books too, because that's what a lot of our brothers are doing and have done. They have gone far away from what they started on YouTube with. And now their message today is totally different from the message they gave you the time they've been on here. Because now they're going too far out in the deep. But the Father says unto me, I knew that they would, for it is and need be. When he said need be, that means Deborah Heavens knows about it. It's written, in a sense. It is written. So even if it's written, that means nothing on the earth going to be able to change it, straighten it up, make it straight, take it from being crooked. It is what it is. And when he say my a word will not come back void, I like that. If he thought for 1 minute this book was the word, why would he put such a heavy seal of saying not one word should come back void? This is not the word. He is the word. And when he put out the word in your spirit, you best bet you got the word. Praise the Most High, y'all. So I'd like to say again, I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in, and I will be back tomorrow. Shalom and shalom.